Hi there, it's been a couple of days since my last insights on business and branding, and today I have 8 more insights that I came up with this weekend and I want to share that with you. So the first one would be, it's hard at the start, then it stays this way, but you get stronger. And it's shown brightly in sport because I do daily runs for over a month now, and it was super hard at first because I had a break and pause from sports, and it was really hard to get back in. I lacked breath. It was cold outside. I was not motivated. I didn't have time for it in my schedule, and that was really hard for me. But then it didn't become easier, but I got stronger. I got used to that, and now I can run the same mileage and in the same time or even quicker, but that wouldn't be as challenging for me anymore because I don't know, I trained my muscles, because I tricked my brain, because I learned to love the thing which is right for me. I learned to enjoy the music that I'm listening to. I learned to sometimes dance when I'm running or just getting back there, and I just learned to enjoy the process. And same would go for definitely for business or even for a career or for developing a product, because when it seems that you do not know where you're going, what you're starting, how it's gonna go at the start, you won't know that in the process later. Maybe over years, as you'll be getting some results, you'll know that that was the right thing to do. But at the moment, you might not always have that strict knowledge. You just should have the belief, and sometimes it won't be even rational. So that's how it goes. The second insight that I have is having team on the same page is a must. I noticed when we have our weekly planning calls with the whole team all together, and when we share all the branding concepts and ideas we come up with and do brainstorm, and then we check our long-term plan for the agency and our vision and mission, then our work goes better. Why? Because everybody believes in the same idea. I don't know, it sounds weird, it sounds as if I'm talking about religion, but everybody knows that other members of the team are doing their part, and they do not want to let the team down. And same would go for me. When I see those people joining the call and listening to what I'm saying, I don't know, I feel responsible for their project. I feel responsible for finding leads. Some might seem that as overwhelming or too much, but it's giving me the motivation I need to push even harder and to move on with the agency. And if we wouldn't have weekly calls or just chit chats with my team, I'm not sure how we would see that we are all progressing, how others are doing. So it's a must. And why am I saying this? Because it seems pretty obvious, and in corporate everybody does that. The difference is that in corporate, when you have calls over 5 people, it's not that intimate anymore, and others can just not turn on their cameras on, or be resting or sleeping in somewhere, or not just listening to what's going on in the call. But when you have smaller team, we have a team of 4 people in total with me at the moment, and you should listen to that, because you should be giving your input, and that's pure connection, and that's the best. And I listened to some rules for Team of 8 Players by Iman Ganzi. You can check that out. I do not remember the name of the video, but that's rules that he applies for his agency to build really strong one. And one of the rules are like turning on cameras on calls and being involved, and having strict morals, and having chats, like getting better every day, so that you're not just having a team of people who do their work okay or good, but team who is that is invested in the project, who believes in it, and also who are interested in their own growth. It's when the team separate, like each member of the team improves and grows and does sport or read something or to learn something, or I don't know, gets to know something new within the day, or overcome some struggles, so gets better, the whole team and the whole agency gets better. Everybody can benefit from that. It's like lesson from the books that a lot of people are really stupid because they do not want, genuinely they do not want their family or friends, somebody around them getting rich or more successful than they are. And that's stupid, really stupid, because the more you change the environment you're in, people around you, they will change you. That would help you to grow, and that's beneficial to you. Why would you want your friends to be broke? That's really stupid. So I do not want my team to be broke. I do not want them to be miserable. I want them to be involved. I want them to grow with me. And that's in general about all the soft skills that people might have, that is more important. And also, as I'm going into this all employee stuff and team, and I wanted to say that I followed one advice by Cody Sanchez for recruitment. She said that you should be hiring people who are so hungry that you're afraid they might bite you. That's true. I do have a team of those people. And the second thing, I do not remember the author of this quote, but I know that you should better hire people who even might not have skills or be like senior super top player, but they should be willing to learn and be like growing fast in sports or in personal life or in their own area, because they would be eager to learn more and they would not have their ego high or overblown, and that would fit better for the agency. Because when we are hiring A players from other agencies, teams, or corporate, they are used to play by different rules. They have different, they are accustomed to different things and they have different priorities. And yes, sure, they are professionals, they are experts. But at the moment, I would love actually to have team of this level, member of this level of the team, but it's really hard because that might fuck up the idea and how do you put it, authenticity of the agency and of the team, because at the moment it looks like a startup, it works like a boutique branding agency. It's not a corporate organization. It doesn't fit with rules of other organizations. So we should be learning, but these are the rules that we are going by. We should be hungry that others should be afraid of us, that we might bite them. And the second thing is that we should be willing to learn and have really great soft skills rather than hard skills. The next thing is, I do not control my team. My daily goal is to be best version of myself for them, to show them the example and inspire, even though it sounds silly. Yeah, when I'm saying these words like inspiration, motivation, it sounds silly, it might sound stupid, but it really works. I cannot control everybody. I do not have time in a day span to span on everybody. So I should just know that they would be following the things we agreed upon, and I should be rather inspiring them. So I decided that that's actually the reason for me to do YouTube. That's what keeps me responsible. And that's the reason why I do daily runs. I do that and I show that in our chat after work, that I am doing something and I'm moving somewhere, and it actually, whether we want that or not, it impacts us. When we see other people or our acquaintances doing some good things, it motivates us and we want to do the same. So I'm trying to grow my team and members as much as I can, and do that by my own example. It's I'm not sure if concept with parenting applies here. I'm not a parent, I'm not aware of how that works, but maybe from perspective of being a daughter, I would say that it works. Like, you should rather show them, like, you should show your children, or like employees or others, your own example of doing stuff, rather than teaching and saying empty words, because they mostly mean nothing. I've been thinking recently, why am I so into productivity? Why am I too much? Why am I doing all of the things? Why I can't just sit down and work for somebody else? Why am I hardworking in general? Like, is that a trauma, or is that something? But then I figured that my parents have been working hard almost every day, and since, like, I remember myself from childhood, I do not remember a day when they haven't worked. And I know that we had our first vacation as a family only for the first time when I was maybe 10 or 13 years. So yeah, I have they had some circumstances, but in general, like, we went to see when I was first, like, I was really old to for the first time getting on vacation with my parents. So I saw how hardworking they are, how early they wake up. That's the general rule in the family, how healthy they eat. And that was a great example for me, I guess. And that's the reason why I am like that, because I was born and I was brought up this way. So that's nothing unhealthy, just the way my parents were. And I love that, actually. I accept that about myself. It's really interesting. The next thing is real quality branding costs a lot, more than $5K. Why? Because it takes time and a lot of efforts to create something unique, truly, how a process goes. So I want to tell you how branding process goes. We started working on our new branding case in Thursday. We had our first call and then arranged like some work on Friday. And first we would come up with, we would do market research, then we would do analysis. So when we are doing market research, we are putting together a lot of information. Like, we are consuming everything that we possibly can put in the file, and we have like a lot of text, a lot of social media accounts or websites or anything that our competitors have, or even agencies or companies from other niches that are really interesting. They have great ideas. So we do this market research and research of the product itself, then we analyze it. So we are making all of this broad and cumbersome information super contracted and super short for us to understand and to deliver to the client. And then based on that analysis, we would come up with first several concepts. So we would have idea on which we would base our visual later, and this would be 3 ideas. And at last we would do, in this stage, we would, what are we doing? I don't remember. Yeah, brand strategy. So that's like a short-term plan for brand pairings. What are the tools we should be using in the next couple of months to get specific results? So if we want to gain trust of like 500 subscribers, then we should be doing like these steps and these steps. So it's really stupid example of me, but that's what we do. And after that, we would do the visual concepts, like really design that. And it also takes time and iteration process loops or some revisions. And having really thought through brand strategy, thought through visual identity, and thought through website and social media materials and dashboards and mobile apps, it takes time. Why? Because we, like, as creatives, as branding agency, we really have interesting mind. I really developed that creativity myself, and sometimes I might combine words as a comedian in not regular way, or I might combine visuals, or I might just walk around the streets and I might see something really beautiful that I would use on our website somewhere or on our designs. But it takes time, like writing a book, when you came up with some hook that won't happen like 10 times a day. You would have this super magnetic, supernatural idea once a day, maybe once a couple of days. And then by obsessing with the project, you might come up with more, but it also takes time. Because when you are doing that on a really tight schedule, just calculating minutes and doing all of your time sheets, we will do design actually. We are able to make concepts like this. That's not a brainer, but that would be of like mediocre level. Who needs mediocre level? You won't be standing out of the crowd with that mediocre level. So in order to stand out, we should be having premium product, and for premium product, we should really put in time and effort and a lot of ideas generated by different people. Sometimes I might take ideas from some kids running around, or from my friends, or from my family. I can sometimes even on like having tea with my friends or going out with them, I might discuss branding projects to hear their opinion. I know that that's not like these are not our target audience people, but just to generate some like brainstorming and generating some ideas, it works like crazy. And I'm not sure if people around me like that, because sometimes I might be way too obsessed with that. So it takes time. And if you're a really creative person, and from perspective of designer, I'm telling that to you honestly, if you're a really creative person, you want to take your time to create a masterpiece. It's like working with YouTube videos. Recording this video would take me around half of an hour. That's too little time. But recording a professional video like this would take me 5 hours, or maybe more, because I would have to do the makeup, I would have to set the light correctly, or have correct time of the day, period. Then I should be having some script. I should be editing the video and adding effects and transitions and sound effects and music and background sounds. A lot of stuff. It takes effort. It takes being scrupulous, and it takes time. Same would go for creative stuff. And people actually underestimate how long it might take to create a logo. If you create logo within a couple of hours, that's going to be basic logo nobody's going to care about. But if you want to make really great logo, it might take even 2 weeks with like having thousands of samples and choosing between them. But in order to work with creative designer of that level, you should be paying more for these people, because they have learned a lot and they have a lifetime of experience. So you're paying for their previous errors and efforts that they made, and previous fails, and all the experience that they have, and all the knowledge and all the books they read. So, and after having completed this much in life and being this creative designer, you can't be getting like $200 for a logo. You won't afford to live on that. So that's why we have this high costs in creative industry. And I would switch to a different insight here. And just a second. Yeah, fact number 5. There is whole another market on another pricing level. Not many people are aware of it. So today I had a long conversation with my team, and we have problem with pricing our processes, because we have really like low and cheap cheap market in Ukraine with all the creative industry. But then our goal is to take $5K project for branding, and then we figured out that it's cheap. So in Ukraine, that would be really costly, and people would get obsessed with the project that we are doing and give them a lot of corrections and revisions. Then if we are talking about US market, which is our target market, it's a pretty adequate price, and everybody does websites and branding projects for 5K. But then we figure that individuals or influencers or like sole entrepreneurs, they do projects for 5K. All huge companies or like of the medium size and of those corporate and really serious businesses, they are not doing websites and branding projects for $5K because they know that it costs more. They can do projects for like $60K, and that's okay. Why? Because people who are like decision makers in companies, they are just appointing, or how do you put it? I forgot this word. So they are managing finances, and it's not their personal money that they've been, putting together for years to create their now new business. They are just spending companies and corporate money, and it's not important how much they would spend. And that's easier psychologically to make projects for these bigger companies, and it's more beneficial for us. So yeah, we discovered that thing, and today I've been doing some lead generation, and I figured that there was really whole another market on a different pricing level, and there is almost as many orders as at like cheapest level of creative industry. And it's fascinating because not many people know about that, and that's why creative industry really suffers from low quality specialists, because they actually do not have an opportunity to spend time on the project, to really think about it, to take their time and to get adequate price for the project, and also to get proper education on that matter. So we are moving in different direction, and we are setting our prices higher to take time to grow, to always develop our skills and to stay on like up to date. And yeah, that's why it's hard, but we are moving in the right direction. Next insight that I have, it's a really long video and I'm talking too much today. Okay. In creative sphere, not satisfied with life, authors won't come up with idea worth living. It's not like a business. It's the opposite. It's true. When I do some business work, when I'm searching for leads, when I'm doing sales, when other stuff, I am most productive when I'm stressed, when I'm on the deadline, when I'm like, I know I gotta make this money this month. I'm the most productive this month. But then if we're talking about creatives, why they should be paid more and why creative projects cost a lot, because when person is stressed out about money, they'd be working really tight on time, and they would come up with something but the first pop up in their head, and they would make really mediocre design. And client, you would never know that that was mediocre design. Why? Because you do not have experience, you haven't seen enough in the art, and you just have your standard decision and go on with that, having standard feedback from your clients and having standard results in your own company. So it's a bullshit. And insight number 7, market lacks true creatives, clients experience. It's true. I have a client at the moment who came addressed me because they worked with 3 designers beforehand, and I tend to avoid clients who are saying that they didn't like working with designers previously, because it's like a red flag. It might mean that they are way too they require too much. But then I checked works for those designers, and they are really poor quality, and it's so sad for me. And when I was starting out, I had the same tendency, like market had the same tendency, and senior designers and creatives, they were having a lot of comments on how not professional a lot of workers, employees in the industry are, how they are calling themselves really creatives when they are not, how many junior designers are out there. And I was so offended by that because I was just starting out, and I thought, no, I'm putting like day and night of my works, of like my time to work on my skills, and the fact that I was just starting out doesn't mean that I'm not professional. It doesn't mean that I'm a great designer. It just means that it takes time. And now when I am a great designer, I might say that I'm a senior. I can say the same. It's not because I want to offend anybody. It's just because it takes too little to beat the competition, because too many people are just too lazy in the niche and they are not doing enough. They're not studying hard enough, or maybe they have it in them. They know the theory, they know how it works, they know that how it should be working, or how it should be looking, but they are too lazy to finish up the concept that they started, to finish up the design that they started, or to put in more effort and get more details in design, or make it more thought through, make concepts with like, it's so great when you get a product. Let's say recently I bought a coffee, a drip package of drip coffee, and it was so awesome because as I ended up the package, I see that there is really tiny copy at the bottom of the package saying, oops, looks like you need another package. And there was their like website where I can order more, and I was like, it's such tiny detail. Nobody does that on the market, nobody cares about it, but I noticed that they really care about their packaging, that the inside of the package would be of pink color just to make it brighter, and they would have really, like pleasant words, or they might have correct tone of voice. Okay, I'm gonna say it. That was Mad Hats. It's a roasted coffee company in Ukraine, and they put in a lot of work in it. And what do I say? I wanted to say something. Yeah, when they had a manual on how to boil that drip, they started off with Stay Mad, and their name is Mad Hat, so they are like Stay Mad, and open the drip, and like all the regular stuff, and then enjoy your coffee, like stop being mad or something at the end. It's such a simple phrase, but it works because it's associated with the name of the brand. And I'm like, dude, somebody worked on this, somebody really saw this through, and somebody put in time, and I appreciate that. And that's why I got attached to that brand. And I now mentioning that on this YouTube, I might have too little subscribers, but if I have too little subscribers, it means that you care if you're watching me. It means that that's like really intimate audience that we have here, and it means that you will look up the brand maybe, and that the Mad Hats would benefit from that, even though it might not be like as productive or great as they might expect. But anyway, that's how branding works. It's like big tiny drops of water, and if you're not caring about the project that you do, if you're not putting in effort and time, then you're just the way others are. And yeah, last thing, when you put in work, you get truly rewarded later. How it works inside of the agency and in branding cases. Today I renewed our lead generation process because we haven't done lead generation in a couple of weeks. We just had leads and I had no time to do that. So I got back and I saw that I have such an organized system. I have clear manual on how to do that. I have table sheets with the data on monthly basis, with what proposals I sent to whom, who are our clients, all their contact information. I have portfolio putting together based on niches and on clients and on types of products like mobile app, or I'm so sorry, mobile app or website and other stuff. And I'm like, it was so pleasant to open up such organized file by me, and I did that a couple of months back. And now I'm like, I remember that I was spending nights and I was feeling really bad, but I put in some work, and now I benefit from it. I benefit from it a lot because I shouldn't be doing any more work based on this because it's already organized, it's functioning, maybe I'll renew that some time from now, but it's perfect. And same would go for portfolio. When we posted cases as a start of the agency, yeah, we should be renewing that soon, but we did a lot of work there back then, and it took really a lot of time, and I was so stressed out. But now we benefit from that. We get a lot of likes and a lot of appreciation for those cases, so it really works. And putting in work beforehand, it really works. These were all of the insights for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.